Hey, welcome back in everyone, and thanks for sticking with us. So reading is a fundamental part of children's learning. That's why the My Books of Lowndes County is here this morning. I'd like to introduce Mr. Glenn Lautzenhiser and Professor I Do Know a Lot in studio. Good morning. How are we feeling today?
Good to be here.
Well,
wonderful. It's a fabulous Friday.
Well, perfect. Okay, so let's talk about what is My Books.
Okay, My Book is an organization that has been working with young people for a number of years here in Lowndes County. Now, what we used to do is we used to go to Head Start, to daycare centers, and to elementary schools. But we made a decision a few years ago to concentrate on the 5 elementary schools at Columbus Municipal School District and West Lowndes. A couple of reasons we did that. Number one, we didn't have unlimited funds, and so we needed to really use our funds as propitiously as we could. And also because the Mississippi legislature in the year 2013 determined that reading was so important that they passed something called the Preparedness Act or the Promotion Act that really required young people to demonstrate certain reading proficiency before they could go to the 4th grade. And it's an absolutely critical skill. I taught for 17 years at the Juvenile Detention Center, and every time I went down to JDC, I told them to read and read and read, and I hope I made a difference down there. But it's just so important for parents and grandparents to read to children and to grandchildren and keep doing that just as much as you possibly can. It's an absolutely vital skill. My favorite quote on reading came from Benjamin Franklin, who said many years ago, "The loneliest person in the world is a person who on a cold, rainy night does not know how to read."
Oh my goodness.
And I used to tell the kids at the Juvenile Detention Center, if you read and you do it well, you'll make better grades, you'll probably get a better job. When you graduate, you'll be able to take care of your family and provide the material things. But for me, reading is fun. One of the most fun things that you can do is to read, and we have the reading guru of America here today. And he can tell us why reading is so important, but he can also tell us why reading is so much fun. I'm going to let the prof tell us why reading is so much fun.
What do kids need to know about reading, and how is it fun?
Well, Ms. Kealy, I can tell you right now for a fact that when you read, you learn. When you read, you learn. You learn all kinds of things. You can travel. You can explore. You can become anyone you want to be. And I want the mamas and the daddies and the grandmas and the grandpas, I want you guys to get with your grandchildren and read, because their eyes light up when they can see a sign and say, "Grandma, mama, daddy, look at that sign, traffic ahead." They know what it means. And when you start those first graders off, they begin that journey. So I want everyone, take it from Professor Know a Lot. I know a lot because I read a lot, and reading is fun. Yes! Get it out there. Read those books.
Now, you guys are with kids very often, like you said, doing the school tours. When would you say it clicks for the students that, you know, reading is fun?
Well, it's a process. I mean, you know, when we're starting in the 1st grade, and when they come in there the very first few days in the 1st grade, I mean, they're overwhelmed by the whole experience. But as we go back, we go about 5 or 6, sometimes 7 times a year to read to them, give out books, sing to them, and just encourage them. And we can just tell their growth pattern just is growing every time we go in there, because they're more open, and they tell us what they're experiencing and how much they read. They're reading now, even times where they don't have to read, and holidays.
And quickly, what are we doing with our pen?
One thing you can do when you read, you know what this is and what it does. This is a P-E-N, a pen, and I can W-R-I-T-E write with it. Power in words.
Love that. We'll see you guys right after the break.